I turned 80 this year, and I want to tell you about 5 lies. Not lies anyone told me to hurt me. These are worse than that. These are the lies everybody agrees on. The ones printed on birthday cards and hidden inside jokes. The ones your own family repeat with love in their voice. Lies about what old age is, and what a man becomes when he gets there. I believed all 5 of them once. I built years of my life on them. Wasted years, some of them. And one by one, this long life knocked them down in front of me and showed me what was true underneath. Tonight, I am going to knock them down for you too. Because if you are 65 or 70, you are being told these same 5 lies right now, today, and every one of them is quietly stealing something from you. The 5th lie is the biggest one. It took me until 79, last year, to finally see through it. So, stay with me until the end. And before I start, if you are over 65, do an old man a kindness and comment you are watching from. I read them all and it does my heart good. Here's the first lie. The first lie is the granddaddy of them all, the one all the other lies grow out of. Your best years are behind you. Everybody agrees with this one. The songs agree, the movies agree, even the compliments agree. You must have some great memories. They say, as if memories are all a man my age is allowed to own. And for a while I agreed too. I spent my late 60s like a man walking through a museum of his own life, looking backward, curating the past, waiting politely for the exit. Then something happened that broke the lie in half. My friend Cecil. I want to tell you about Cecil because every man should know about Cecil. At 71, Cecil buried his wife, and everyone assumed he would fade the way men do. Instead, Cecil did something strange. He sat down with a notebook and made a list titled, Things I Never Got to Be. Not things to do, things to be. And then, at 71, he started becoming them. He became a fisherman, really became one, learned the rivers, tied his own flies. He became the man who reads at the library's children hour on Wednesdays, doing all the voices. He became, at 74, a man who had seen the Grand Canyon, stood right on the rim in a hat his grandkids bought him. Cecil lived to 88, and at his funeral, his son said something I will never forget. He said, "Most of the stories we told today happened after Dad turned 70. Most of the stories. After 70, here is the truth under the lie. Your best years are not behind you or ahead of you. They are the ones you decide to live in. What is behind you is your busiest years. The working, providing, raising years. Busy and best are not the same word. For the first time in your entire life, you own your own time, answer to no boss, and fear no one's opinion. Do you understand what that combination is worth? Some men get their best years early. Men like us get the raw materials for them late, and most never open the package. Now, the second lie is sneakier, because this one comes disguised as science. The second lie, at your age, you are what you are. Too late to change. Too late to learn. Old dogs, new tricks. You know the poem. This lie is everywhere, and it is clever because it dresses up as realism. Dad, at your age, why put yourself through learning that? It even lives inside your own head. You catch yourself saying, "I'm too old for that," about things you want. And every time you say it, a door closes, not because it is locked, but because you agreed to stop trying the handle. Let me tell you how this lie died in front of me. I had a neighbor, Norman, grumpiest man on the street. I mean champion-level grumpy, 40 years of practice. His wife used to apologize to him in the mailbox. Everyone had him filed away. That's just Norman, too old to change now, including Norman, especially Norman. Then at 76, his granddaughter, the only person he was soft with, sat with him on his porch and asked him a question only a child would dare ask. "Grandpa, are you sad or are you mean? Because Mom says you can't help it, but I think you can. Mom says you cannot help it, but I think you can." Norman told me later that sentence kept him up for 3 nights, because the little girl had called the lie by its name. Can't help it was the lie. And at 76 years old, 76, Norman decided to help it. Not all at once. He started with one rule: say one kind thing aloud every day, even if it hurts. Felt ridiculous, he said, like a man learning to walk again. But here is what I witnessed with my own eyes. Over the next 2 years, Norman changed. The street noticed. His son noticed. At his 80th birthday, a party nobody would have thrown for the old Norman, his granddaughter gave the toast. A man rewired 40 years of grumpiness at 76. So, when somebody tells you it is too late for you to change, too late to be warmer, to learn the thing, to soften the habit, to start the hobby, remember itis, not your ability talking. It is a lie. Change costs more effort at our age, I will not pretend otherwise. But too late? Too late is a decision, not a fact. The third lie is quieter than the first two. It does not tell you what to cannot do. It tells you what you should not. Pause with me for a moment. If you are still here, you are the kind of man this next lie preys on most, the considerate kind. So listen closely. The third lie says, a good old man makes himself small. Step aside. Keep your opinions shorter. Accept less room. Needless, ask for less, want less. Above all, the commandment of our generation, do not a burden. Nobody announces this lie. It arrives in tiny installments. You stop stating your preference for the restaurant, wherever you kids want. You sit in the back seat of your own former life. You stop mentioning the pain in your shoulder, the wish in your chest, the opinion at the table. Each little shrinking feel polite, considerate, and 10 years of it adds up to a man who has quietly erased himself from his own family, all while calling it good manners. I watched my friend Herb do this to himself. Herb was a big man in every way. Big laugh, big opinions, big presence at a table. Then somewhere in his 70s, Herb started shrinking, deferred every choice, answered, "Oh, I'm easy," to every question until it became his whole personality. He thought he was easy to love. But here is the terrible mathematics of it. The smaller Herb made himself, the less anyone consulted him, which convinced Herb he mattered less, so he shrank further. By 78, Herb was furniture in his own house. Beloved furniture, but furniture. And the cruelest part? His family did not want that. His daughter told me once, in tears, "I miss Dad having opinions. I ask him what he wants and he just says whatever is easiest. It's like he's already leaving. It is like he is already leaving." Chew on that sentence because that is what the shrinking looks like from the outside. Not politeness. Leaving. Here is the truth under the lie. Your family does not need less of you. They need more of you while they can have you. State the preference. Order the steak. Tell the extended version of the story. Take the good chair. You bought it. Being present is not a burden. It is the whole point of view still being here. The only real burden a man can put on his family is making them watch him disappear early. Now, the fourth lie. This one is not about how you act. It is about what you are allowed to feel, and it costs men their last decades. The fourth lie is the one man accept with a shrug, and the shrug is what makes it deadly. Loneliness is just part of getting old. Natural is it? Expected. Friends die, family scatters, the phone goes quiet. That is simply the weather of old age, and a man endures weather. I believe this one deep in my bones. After I lost 3 friends in 2 years, Cecil among them, I accepted the silence like a diagnosis. This is the part of life where a man is alone, I told myself. Be dignified about it. And I want you to notice the trick of the lie. It takes something fixable and relabels it inevitable. Because if loneliness is just weather, you do not fight it. You sit in it. And men sit in it for 10, 15, 20 years. What broke this lie for me was embarrassingly small. A fellow named Stanley, from my church, a man I barely knew. His wife made him go around collecting men for a Saturday morning coffee group. Stanley stood on my porch, awkward as a teenager, and said, "We're a bunch of old-timers who meet at the diner. Nothing fancy. You don't even have to talk. You do not even have to talk." He knew his customers. Stanley did. I almost said no. I want you to hear that. I almost said no, out of nothing but rust and pride. I went because it was harder to refuse a man standing on my porch. And that shabby Saturday coffee group, 6 old men, bottomless coffee, arguments about baseball, and grandkids' photographs passed around like poker cards. That group gave me back my weeks, my months. I have been going 11 years now. 4 of the original fellows are gone. New ones have come. The chairs stay full. Here is the truth under the lie. Loneliness in old age is common, but it is not natural, and it is certainly not mandatory. It is a condition with a cure, and the cure is embarrassingly ordinary. 1 standing appointment, 1 porch knock, 1 Stanley. The lie wants you dignified and silent. Forget dignified. Be the man who knocks on porches. Somewhere within a mile of you right now is another man sitting in the same silence, waiting for his Stanley. Be his. And now, the 5th lie. The biggest one. I only saw through the one last year at 79, and I am still a little angry about how long it fooled me. Here is the 5th lie, the master lie, the one hiding under the other 4. A good old man needs nothing, needs no help, that's weakness, needs no affection, that is for the young, needs no purpose, he had his turn, needs no dreams, those are spent. The perfect old man, says the lie, is a man of 0 needs, self-contained, undemanding, finished. A closed book on a shelf, pleasant to glance at, requiring nothing from anybody. I chased that ideal for 15 years. I was good at it, needed nothing, asked for nothing, wanted nothing allowed. I thought I was mastering old age. And then last year at 79, my youngest granddaughter, she is 23 now, interviewed me for some family history project of hers. Near the end, she looked up at her notes and asked, "Grandpa, what do you still want?" And I said, automatically, smooth as butter, the way I had said it for 15 years, "Oh, sweetheart, I have everything I need." And she put her pen down and said, "Grandpa, that is not what I asked. What do you still want?" I sat there, and I am not ashamed to tell you my eyes stung, because I realized I had trained myself so thoroughly in needing nothing that I no longer knew the answer. Somewhere in 15 years of noble needlessness, I had misplaced my own wants. And a man who wants nothing is not at peace, gentlemen. He is just idling. There is a difference between a contented man and an empty one. Andy had been calling my emptiness contentment because it was quieter that way. I did answer her, eventually. It took me 3 days, and I called her, asked, "Is the interview still open?" I told her I want to see the ocean again because I have not had it since '09. I want somebody to teach me how to hear my great-grandson's voice on that video phone business without pushing the wrong buttons. I want tomatoes that beat Earl Kowalski's tomatoes just once before I die. She laughed and she cried a little, and do you know what? We have done 2 of the 3 already. The tomatoes are a work in progress. Here is the truth under the master lie. Needing things is not the failure of old age. It is the proof of life. A man who still wants, still needs, still hopes for next summer's tomatoes, is a man still eyeing his life, not beside it. Your needs do not burden the people who love you. They are the handles by which the people who love you can hold on. So, there they are. 5 lies, 80 years in the testing. Your best years are behind you. A lie. The best ones are the ones you live on purpose. Too late to change. A lie. Ask Norman. Make yourself small. A lie. The shrinking is the burden. Loneliness is natural. A lie. It is curable, and the cure has coffee in it. And a good old man needs nothing. The master lie. Your wants are your pulse. Keep wanting. Now, one last thing, and then I will let you go. Notice who told you these lies. Mostly nobody. That is the strange part. There are no villains here. These lies float in the air of the entire world. And everyone breathes them, and everyone repeats them, and they are all still lies. Which means nobody is coming to correct them for you. A man must stand up at 65 or 75 or 80 and call the lie a lie to its face. Quietly in his own life, one refused shrinking at a time. I agreed to 79 or 80 to see through all 5. You just did it in one evening. That puts you years ahead of me. So go spend those years like the funds they are. You have earned your peace. Just make sure it is peaceful you are living in. Not a lie wearing peace clothing. If this spoke to you, subscribe, Because next, I am telling you about the evening at 78 when I finally understood what money is for. It took me 6 decades of earning it to learn it. You will want to hear that one. Take care of yourself. I will see you in the next one.